It's your bear here, and I've got the rundown on Ghostwire Tokyo's interactive visual novel, The Corrupted Casefile. Our story starts with a young boy named Ryota. We catch up with him in the busy streets of Shibuya, looking at a paranormal investigation website on his phone. He reaches out to them for help finding his friend Sasuke, who went missing in a dark alley near a manhole cover. The website is run by a detective team who appear to be mostly volunteers. There is Rinko, the woman in charge of the team, Ed, the extremely quiet but scientifically minded engineer, and Erika, the teenage enthusiast still looking to prove herself. They briefly discuss the case, and Rinko decides to contact the fourth member of their team. Eating noodles at a ramen stall, we find the fourth member of the detective team, KK. Definitely the grumpiest of the group, he seems to have a soft side under his prickly exterior. Rinko informs him about the case and catches him up on the details. KK agrees to check it out and heads that way. Once on the scene, KK runs into Ryota. There, Ryota explains when and where Sasuke went missing, and that after searching for a day, everyone else has given up looking for him. After a brief chat, Ryota takes KK to the alleyway where he last saw his friend Sasuke. Once in the alleyway, KK uses some ability to illuminate the path that a spirit recently took through this location. Ryota doesn't see anything, but KK notices that the spirit goes deeper into the alleyway and disappears near a manhole cover. KK decides to check in with his team, and in these conversations we learn more about his relationship with them. That KK is very protective of Erika. We also learn that Rinko, while regularly disappointed by KK's actions, truly believes in him and is loyal to a fault. It is here that we are shown a flashback to a fateful evening where everything changed for KK. He and Rinko are attacked by visitors, and in an act of true desperation, KK grabs some mysterious floating crystals and hopes that they will help him fight the monsters before them. Back in the present, KK follows the specter's trail to discover the spirit still lurking around the manhole cover. After a brief interrogation, the absent-minded entity directs KK to enter the sewers, but before he can, Ryota barges into the scene. Believing the area to be dangerous, KK calls his teams and hopes that one of them can help distract Ryota while he continues. Once sufficiently distracted, KK continues the search for Sasuke on his own without Ryota's interference. In the sewers, KK uses his powers once again to reveal a thick, toxic spiritual fog blocking his path. Using his powers, he cleanses the corruption. Now free of the fog, a figure emerges from the darkness. Believing this to be Sasuke, KK tries to communicate with the figure. It quickly becomes apparent that this is not Sasuke, but a monster, a visitor. Suddenly, KK is in another time and place, where a mysterious stranger with an amulet tells KK that he is a vessel. Just as suddenly as the vision came, it is gone, and KK is back in the sewers with the raincoat visitor standing before him. The visitor blows its whistle and then disappears back into the darkness. Appearing in its place are two larger and far more horrifying visitors. KK fights the umbrella-wielding visitors. After a short battle, KK defeats the two looming monsters. It is then that he sees an amulet, the same one held by the stranger in his vision. Suddenly, KK is transported back to the stranger. The stranger attacks, shoving his hand through KK's chest. But then, after a moment, KK notices he's back in the sewers again, alone. Physically, he is fine, showing no evidence of what transpired in the haunting vision. But mentally, he is rattled. Regaining his composure, KK smashes the amulet and quickly leaves the sewers behind. Back on the street, KK finds Ryota and his team. While in the sewer, Sasuke suddenly reappeared. Ryota's missing friend was a dog all along. KK is lectured by Rinko for acting recklessly, and in turn, he lectures Ryota. But ultimately, he takes pity on the kid and says that the team will work this case for free. Ryota and Sasuke reunited. This story has a happy ending, but this definitely isn't the end. What happened that fateful night when KK touched the floating crystals? Who is the masked stranger taunting KK from beyond time and space? What will happen to the team in the trials to come? Let's find out together. Subscribe to this channel and we will be playing Ghostwire Tokyo next week when it comes out, trying to get to the bottom of these mysteries and more. Thanks for watching, like if you find this helpful, and I hope to see you soon.